I have returned. The Yeager bombastic. So fantastic. The silky smooth voice you love and the face that you adore with the hair that you could tell needs a cut. But I'm not going to get into that. I am, however, going to get into the good old days of when I would give you some after dark and an elevation evaluation all bundled into one, as I usually do. So I just call it Yeager After Dark Elevation now. Without further ado, let's get into this shit. For Elevation, we had a kickoff of Emi Sakura, the Bunny, Diamante, and Nyla Rose versus Ryo Mizunami, Layla Hirsch, Sky Blue, and Julia Hart. Now, Emi Sakura, the Bunny, Diamante, and Nyla Rose, they've been doing this whole heel foursome thing for a little bit. But Ryo Mizunami teamed up with some different people on this go run between Layla Hirsch, Sky Blue, and Julia Hart. Typical 8-woman tag, fun all around. Everybody got a piece of the action. Nyla did this amazing chop on Julia Hart in midair, like straight up, like pink bellied her, just like, ow. But then gave her the Beast Bomb for their team's W. The heels take it there. After that, we had the beloved T.A.G, aka Cheeks for Weeks, go up against Alice Crowley, or Crowley, I forgot how they pronounce it on the show, and Missa Kate. Needless to say, T.A.G came in and kicked some cheeks. Anyways, after that, we had Santana and Ortiz go up against Braden Lee and Isaiah Moore. These guys came to play no games, Santana and Ortiz. They just dominated throughout the whole match. Nothing against Braden Lee and Isaiah Moore, but they got clapped. After that, we had Tony Nese, the premier athlete, go up against Vic Capri. And this was a very technical match to start off with, but Tony Nese comes out with this belly-to-belly pile driver finisher of his and takes that W. After that, we had another 8-man tag. Actually, sorry, 6-man tag with Matt Hardy of the HFO going up with the Blade and Isaiah Cassidy going up against Dark Order's number 5, Alan Angels, Evil Uno, and Stu Grayson. They tried to come out, do their whole pose in the ring, but they got jumped before the bell could even start. The Hardy family office was using dirty tactics throughout, like heel shit, like throughout the match. I don't know what the ref was doing, but yeah, the Hardy family office take that W there. After that, we had Jay Lethal go up against Trenton Storm, and it was a good match for Lethal after his loss to Sammy Guevara. Got to see him really show off some skills. But of course, he came up with the lethal injection for his W. After that, we had, for the main event of Elevation, we had the Varsity Blondes and Silver and Reynolds go up against the Acclaimed and the Chaos Project. Honestly, it was a chaotic match all around in like the best of ways. Might want to take a look at it. It's pretty fun. And, Blondes and Silver and Reynolds had some pretty good chemistry. I don't know if they got some practice time in with each other prior or what, but yeah, they looked good. Moving into Dark, we started off with Spears and Wardlow versus Bear Country. Now, honestly, I was a little concerned, even though I shouldn't have been, but Bear Country ain't nothing to fuck with nowadays. They're coming away with some W's, but against Spears and Wardlow, you had to kind of know which way this was going. But Wardlow came off with his Casualty of War finisher, got that W, and the rest is history there. After that, we had Kylin King going against Renee Michelle. Kylin King's getting her on awesome little entrance music. She's getting a lot of stuff going for her. Renee Michelle was nothing to really laugh at, but at the same time, Kylan King got her W. After that, we had a promo from Fuego Del Sol against Ethan Page. Honestly, very impassioned promo, but he's going up against Ethan Page. He told him, at the end of the day, it's try hard, die hard. So, just echoes of how he performed against Miro. After that, we had Santana and Ortiz go up against Gus De La Vega and Brandon Gore. And again, just echoes of the night before when Santana and Ortiz just held nothing back, ran them through. Following that, we had Sky Blue go up against La Rosa Negra. And La Rosa tried to talk a lot of shit at first, but Sky Blue held her own, made it an interesting few-minute match, but she came away with her W, looking good. After that, we had Mr. Allen Angels go up against Mike Reed. Kind of made quick work of this, but he came out with negative. The more entertaining thing was that he came out with -1, who was wearing the white mask that he typically wears, and then did like a whole gear swap where he puts on like a black jacket and he had a black mask underneath the white mask. And as soon as Angels takes his W, like he just shows up in ring with him with like a whole different gear set. It was interesting. But after that, we had Ryo Mizunami go up against Danny Jordan. Ryo honestly dominated throughout this one as well. Danny Jordan in her little burn book though had a little illustration of Ryo and had like a lot of trash talk around it and everything, just like some Mean Girls shit. But it was a short work match, but a good match nonetheless. Following that, we had Butcher go up against Michael Martinez, and Butcher's leaned up like since his injury, and since he's come back, he's looking good. He's in great shape, or at least in better shape than what he looked like before. I mean, Justin Roberts couldn't even announce Michael Martinez. I had to rewind and get the full name because like Butcher just went on the offense from the get-go and took his victory. Let's see, Julia Hart after that went up against Nikita Knight, and at one point I was a little scared for Julia Hart because Nikita Knight gave her one hell of a Michinoku driver that just pretty much dropped her on her head. And honestly, I thought she was like a little dazed until the finish of that match. But she took her win regardless, and yeah, like she had something to celebrate about. After that, we had two unknowns between Ray Jazz and Infinito. Infinito looks like he could be a Marvel or DC superhero, I'm not going to lie. But he was definitely trying to get the crowd going and at the Orlando Center. And honestly, good match. Good match. But yeah, Infinito took his win. Yeah, he did this amazing... I shouldn't say, I mean, amazing is a word for it, but did like at least a 30 rotation airplane spin, and I don't know how he stood up after that, but he took him for the airplane spin, did a little roll-up pin, got his victory. Layla Hirsch followed that up against Sahara 7 and just did her armbar victory, showing that she is the dominant wrestler that she is. After that, we had Aaron Solo and Nick Camarado go up against the Varsity Blondes, and Julia Hart, I don't know if she was just still feeling not like herself after taking that Michinoku driver, but she straight up slapped Solo, like as Excalibur put it, she paintbrushed him. And Blondes just were taking hard hits throughout this match by Nick Camarado, but they pulled it through in a classic face way. They win via this sunset flip combo pin that was honestly pretty cool to look at. After that, we had Tony Nese again go up against DeMarcio James, and Tony Nese ahead of his TNT title shot tomorrow. Just made quick work of him as well. Then we had Matt Hardy and Jorah Joel go up against Baron Black and Prince Agbala. Uh, Prince Agbala's got this Nigerian warrior, or I shouldn't say Nigerian, but some kind of African warrior thing going on. And honestly, it looks pretty badass. But Jorah Joel did like all of the work. And once he was ready to go for a pin, Hardy's screaming out like, "Jorah, tag me in!" Then Hardy comes in, does a twist of fate, takes the pin, and the rest is that. After that, we had our semi-final match, going with Ethan Page versus Fuego Del Sol. Honestly, Fuego lasted longer than I expected he would against Ethan Page. He held his own pretty well, despite the clear size and strength disadvantage he was in. But dude's got a lot of heart. Dude puts on a great show. Anybody he's been wrestling with, it's entertaining to watch and something to watch. Finally, we had a pretty clear cut decision on this one, but Adam Cole went up against Anthony Green, who had challenged him last week. Y'all think I ain't been watching, but I've been watching. I got weeks worth of notes. I just haven't been around to getting to y'all. And I'm sorry, but life just takes you in a few directions and takes up some time. But Adam Cole, getting back to the Bay, had a hell of a match with Anthony Green that really made it a main event worthy match. He ends up taking the victory, though, getting that 1-2-3. As Scoot said, you might be seeing us here and there, the quick tags, the hot tags, freeze tags. Seeing me, I'm going to try and be here more often. It was hurting me that I wasn't here as long as I have been. But I'm going to try and make sure that my face is seen and my voice is heard, because apparently y'all seem to like it one way or another. So, with that all being said, I gotta get a healthy 2 sweet here for my boys and for y'all. And until the next review, gotta say, tag out.